Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another weekly stream edition of the Shed Podcast. I am just built different, Cody Hawkins. And joining me tonight, as always, Cajun Daddy Trucker, Mr. Jimmy Fusho, and J Tubes Gaming, Justin Tubes. This has been an interesting week in wrestling.
Has been.
It has been like with all the news outside of the business, outside of WWE, inside of WWE, contract signings, new acquisitions. Uh, it's like the long story short, it's endless right here,
See,
and it's looking to form out to be a really good Bad Blood pay per view coming up on October 5th. And speaking of which, if you checked out our post on Facebook, you've seen my post on the gimmick page of Just Build Different Cody Hawkins, or if you checked it out on the Shed, we do have a new cup, a special themed cup from the Shed podcast that our viewers are able to win. All you have to do is like, subscribe, and join us in the chat for the October 5th pre-show right around like what 2 p.m.
yep,
Central is what we're looking at.
yeah, it's
2
cool.
p.m. So about three or 4 hours before the show starts. This is going to be an interesting pay-per-view. We got the majority of the cards set out. A lot of good matches coming up.
And
Uh,
our first real live.
yeah, our first actual live with new mics. Got the ear sets. Justin and Jimmy have been
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
they've been trying to get this thing ready. So come October 5th, we're just a couple weeks away. Looking forward to a hell of a pre-show. Also, a the week in wrestling. We're going to include before the PLE begins for Bad Blood. Speaking of news around the business, let's go around the horn here and let's start off with our week in wrestling news. Jeff Hardy just recently paid tribute to the late Wyndham Rotunda, also known as Bray Wyatt, by painting his face to resemble the Fiend. I thought this was a nice touch, a nice way to pay homage because Jeff had worked with Wyndham on national television. Just couple like what was it? It was right before the pandemic, if
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken. Um,
Yep.
that was a really nice touch. It brought back a really good memory of me, watching from whenever Bray was the Fiend and even beyond. So, SmackDown. There's speculation that SmackDown is going to be moving to a 3 hour
Yeah, I
show.
heard about that.
At the same time, Raw is going to bump down to 2 hours as well.
But
Now,
Raw's
it's only
gonna
speculation
but Raw's gonna bump down to 2 hours until they get to Netflix. Then they're gonna go back
until
to
they get to
three.
Netflix. Yep, yep.
And guys, if you notice Jimmy
Also,
buffing in and out, he's actually shopping right now. He's doing a mobile podcast.
Yes, I am shopping, guys. So
But he can't
my
hear it.
video will turn every now and then. But I am here, guys. I am here. Like I said last week, I am dedicated to the podcast. I'm dedicated to you guys. So I will always be here for you
Ah,
guys.
you frozen.
hell yeah,
All right.
man, hell yeah.
What you were saying there?
So, in other news, Miro, formerly known as Rusev in WWE, has requested his release from AEW following several years of dropped creative
Ooh.
pushes, preventing a solid run for him in AEW.
Could
Some
be
of those things were like maybe working with Moxley and more recently participating in the All In Casino Gauntlet match. Both plans falling through. Miro had enough, so he has requested his release.
could we see a WWE
Um,
return?
Well, this is Miro's going to the exact same problem that he did whenever he was Rusev in WWE. He's always having these
exactly.
creative ideas, these creative plans, and they never ever go to fruition like he wants to. And this is an ongoing problem. Like I hate to say this, but whenever it comes to wrestlers, they need to understand there are certain wrestlers that are class A wrestlers, your main eventers, your high spotters, your guys that you want on the top. They're gonna listen to theirs. But whenever you're someone like Rusev, and I mean no disrespect, he is a great wrestler, you're not gonna
Right.
get too much attention.
No, yeah.
Right.
You're
I
one of
mean,
those where you're a
You're not.
B at best,
Yeah,
and
you're
they're
not
gonna
gonna
go
get
ahead and
like.
give you the what you're gonna give the mid card.
Yeah, you're not gonna get like
I mean,
Undertaker attention.
he's an
No,
outstanding worker and a great wrestler. It's just if you're gonna put yourself in there, keep chomping at the bit, keep calling the boss,
I mean, Bray
keep
Wyatt
calling
did it.
creative, make it happen, man.
Wyatt did it.
That's all you can do is make it happen.
And finally, when Wyatt came back, is when they gave him creative control over the Fiend, and then he
Right.
passed
Right.
away. But he had creative control
Mm.
over his character.
Yeah, because his character created enough influence in order for
Exactly.
him to do so. Um, So moving on, also another AEW news. AEW Thunder Rosa is back on the shelf, injured, but only for a couple of weeks due to a concussion she sustained during the match August 30th episode of Collision. Thunder Rosa, love you, hon. Get well, get better, get yourself back in that ring. We'll look forward to seeing more of you. Let's see, in other news. Let's
And
see,
if it
Zilla
looks-
Fatu.
Yeah,
had
my
a
boy.
He had a fallout with Game Changer Wrestling, caused over money. Fatu's rate, like Fatu was trying to change his pay rate from 1,000 to 4,000, and then tried to hold GCW for money. And Game Changer Wrestling has since cut ties with Fatu through Pro Wrestling Network. Another wrestling news outlet has tried to reach out to Fatu for comments, and he has yet to respond.
So whenever it comes to Zilla Fatu, I understand 100% where it comes from. I did turn my camera off, guys.
Yeah, but
I'm currently driving right now, so I have to be safe.
I didn't want to cut you off, but you do not have to be on camera. As long as you can hear us and talk to us, we're good.
Awesome.
So whenever it comes to Zilla Fatu, it's understandable why he requests more pay, and I would understand 100% has a promoter, has a booker to give him that money. Because Zilla Fatu comes with the Bloodline title. Whenever people come see Zilla Fatu, they're coming in reference to Bloodline. He creates more people, brings in more people and more business because of his ties to the Bloodline. So if Zilla Fatu is going to ask me for $4,000, look, man, I can't give you $4K, man, because the books won't allow me. But look, how about we go ahead and meet in the middle, $2,500?
Yeah, even
yeah, but
Jacob.
I mean, because also Game Changer Wrestling has been, packing out buildings, making great shows. Now they've had some top tier talent run through there, but at a consistent rate like that, I kind of feel like running from 1,000 to 4,000. That's kind of much, especially whenever you're not even a former WWE talent.
But he might have did that. He might have did that for a reason.
It's called the art of negotiation. You go in at the highest offer you want, being they're offering 1,000. You come at the highest offer they want. I've did this before. I'm a former truck driver. I've been an owner operator. You come in at that high dollar amount. You like, I want this amount. I deserve this amount. They're gonna come at you called negotiation. They did not want to negotiate.
That's how business works. I understand that,
but I agree with Cody. He's not a WWE talent.
No,
but I think
he's not a WWE talent
yet.
But he comes with the Bloodline title.
He does.
So he comes with the fame. He comes with the draw. He comes with that. Yeah, $4,000.
He doesn't.
Come
with that. He becomes with the.
I mean, he is Samoan descent, and yes, he. I mean, in a way, he does deserve that kind of money. But at the same time, he negotiated a deal with Game Changer to start off at 1,000 a booking.
Yeah.
And then he wants to just boost up the $3,000 more than what they agreed on.
Yeah.
And then try to hold the company hostage for money.
They clearly did not want nothing to do with him at all. Because if they did, they'd have been like, look, 4K is too high. Let's negotiate. They didn't even want to negotiate. They didn't want to do any kind of negotiation. It was not holding hostage. There was no negotiation done.
He could have been getting on his contract. Because like I told Cody before we started the podcast, he knows the guy's name. But the manager for Umaga signed a legendary deal. And here you are. You got Jacob Fatu in here.
Estrada,
and you got Zilla probably coming in. What better manager, dude? Can you imagine Zilla and Jacob as a tag team? Dude, with him as the manager. Of course,
because they're Fatus, man. I mean, what do you expect?
Jacob is so
to
good.
Pair them up would be they basically be the reincarnation of like 2 Minute Warning.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
But once again,
I think Zilla's coming.
Best of luck to Zilla Fatu. If he's coming to WWE, we'll probably find out very soon.
Very soon.
And speaking of another signing here, we have two other signings. Sheamus has re-signed a new contract with WWE for 5 years. It was announced on the Pat McAfee show earlier this week. Yeah, once again, a 5-year contract. And last but not least, the Lucha Brothers, Penta Escarmero, and Rey Fenix,
and they're not even going to NXT. They're going straight to the main roster.
They're heading straight to the main roster. Yep. So best of luck to Rey Fenix.
They've already said it on multiple times. The machine guns, that's coming from TNA,
and
they're looking at making them the face of NXT. And if you have Rey Fenix and Penta, they're going to come in. They might try and push them as the face of the tag team division. But the problem I'm having is that we have right now the LWO. We have what's his name? Andrade. We have Litio Andrade. We have what's his other name that has that group? You know what I'm talking about? Escobar.
Yeah.
Legado del Fantasma.
Yeah. So we have that group. We have the Mexicans in the availability of the WWE, but we see also how WWE is treating that era. Those that kind of I can't. I'm trying to find the right word so I don't go ahead and get canceled.
Uh,
But you
How
know
they
what I mean?
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
paying attention to the ethnic groups.
Also,
Yeah,
I got
like
some.
that.
I got some outside news that I maybe you have written down. The Rock actually met with a football team from Atlanta. He's gonna be running a project the same weekend of Bad Blood, and Bad Blood is in Atlanta, Georgia. So we could see The Rock pop up at Bad Blood or the Final Boss. So, and he kind of hinted, The Rock likes to throw Easter eggs here and there when he's gonna be making his return. I think it's sooner than later, and I think he's gonna make his return and say that he's been calling the shots, not Solo.
I'd be kind of sick. I'd like that. I'd like that a lot.
But at the same time, you have to get this. You have to get Cody away from the bloodline. After Bad Blood, Cody should have nothing to do with the bloodline. Like he said, that's Roman's business now. But they are saying with rumors that Roman Reigns will get another shot at the title at Crown Jewel, which is following Bad Blood. And I've asked y'all 5 times in the group chat and nobody's giving me an answer. Is Saturday Night Main Event going to be a PLE or is that like a show? I don't understand it.
I don't see it as being a PLE. I think it's a throwback.
Because if it is a PLE, then that's our PLE in December.
Now that is the PLE in December, is going to be a decent one here because they're going to be. Let's see, where was the news for that? It's supposed to be in Long Island, New York.
Yep.
September 14th. Saturday, September 14th in Long Island, New York. That was the first site of the very first show back in 1985.
Yeah.
The first ever Saturday Night's Main Event was in Long Island, New York.
Yeah.
I mean, it should prove to be a good show.
I mean, they're
Whether
promoting it like a PLE.
fully studded or not, it's like the WWE has been known to have solid rosters, whether it is a spot show or a televised event. It really doesn't matter.
And another thing, Rikishi went live on his podcast,
right?
And he said prayers for Jimmy.
Yeah, because Jimmy, not a very good.
I think he's playing us.
I don't think he is because Rikishi's always 100% real.
Yeah.
Well, everybody said that they've spoken to him, and everybody said we've spoken to him.
Yeah.
We haven't nothing. But then you got Rikishi saying that with nothing. Like nobody knows what he means by that.
Yeah,
So
WWE officials have said they have spoken to Jimmy and he's ready to return. He's just waiting on the cue to return.
Right. He's just waiting for the okay.
They got another Samoan that's actually making. They speculating to make their debut before Zilla. They think Zilla's gonna be the last piece of the puzzle before Survivor Series.
Oh, let's not forget Hikuleo.
That's it right there.
Coming from New Japan,
yes,
to WWE. Hikuleo, that's a huge son, bitch. Pardon my language there, but that's a big dude. That's a tall dude.
Hey, bro, this ain't a kids podcast.
That homeboy, that's a tall drink of water there, bro. I'll tell you what.
All right, keep it in your pants.
Now with that being said, let's move on to the weekly review, and we're gonna start off Monday Night Raw that happened on the 16th, this past Monday, Portland, Oregon. All over like I've got 6 pages.
Just a Raw?
6 pages of notes. 6 pages back and front.
I just got this pulled up on WWE.com.
I love this show. This was a good Monday Night Raw from beginning to end. There was at least 3 matches in there I knew were the best matches of Monday Night Raw this half of the year.
Well, let's run it. First off.
So,
wait. Hold on. Jimmy, you have the radio on or something?
No.
Oh, okay. Cody, because every time your mic goes off, it's blatching Cody's voice.
Yeah, you got some really bad feedback. But yeah, let's start off with the CM Punk promo. Man, he contemplated about
Dude.
contemplating about the Hell in a Cell match. You know, he was saying his family and his friends begged him not to take this match. You know, the only way he said the only way the rivalry is going to end will be in Hell in a Cell. And he also says he is ready and prepared to die in this match. You know,
I thought I was excited for the strap match, but
Hell is that?
I
I'm
just
more
submitted some photos for printing.
I'm
All right,
more
what's your name?
excited for
Jimmy
this
Fatel.
match. Hey Jim, you
Yeah,
want
this-
to use your mic real quick?
so also backstage, Sheamus backstage. Thoughts on Pete Dunne? You know, kept calling him Butch. Time.
What's going on with that? That's more. It's like they're bringing a Carmelo Hayes and Andrade to Raw.
Like they're really
something different.
Yeah. But I mean, it is a bottom to upper mid card style match between Pete Dunne and Sheamus. These guys have been going at each other for weeks, if not over a month, maybe 2 months now. You know, this match right here was a great match. Sheamus versus Pete Dunne in segment 2. Solid brawler style match. Sheamus, big Alabama slam to jump Dunne only announced. Dunne also responded with a well executed power bomb from the corner, multiple enziguris, and he needs to ease up on the enziguris. I'm just saying, you know, you need to put those in spots where they're needed the most. If you're tired of kicking a guy in the head, cut the tree down.
Right?
I mean, shit, the legs. Do something else other than fucking enziguris. That's just me.
Yeah.
But overall, this was a very flush, very snug wrestling match. Of course, you know, Sheamus hitting the beats of the Bowery, going past 10.
Traven, yeah, Jimmy's camera is frozen because he's mobile right now. He's trying to take care of some things in town, and we unfortunately couldn't go late with the podcast starting, so we had to start at 6. So he'll
Right.
be back whenever he gets home if we're still alive. But you'll hear him every once in a while. It's just he's in the store right now running some things, but he is here.
Okay, so with that match, Pete Dunne did get the win with a huge strike in the jaw to Sheamus to seal the deal there. Going into segment 3, Terra Twins, Jey Uso, Xavier Woods backstage. You know, Jay's got Terra Twins' back. Long story short, Xavier asked the Terra Twins not to interfere in the tag team title match, and they hold their end of the deal. Moving forward, you know, Miz and Strowman were backstage. And you know, Miz was telling Strowman, "Hey, of anybody back here, you are the one that's definitely gonna be the one to take out Bronson Reed." This was a very, very good thing moving later on in the night with Strowman and Bronson Reed. This was an absolute meat match. But before that, you know, segment 4, singles match, Natalya being managed by Lyra Valkyria and Zelina Vega against Zoe Stark, who was being walked out there by Shayna Baszler and Sonya Deville, the Pure Fusion Collective. This was a classic.
Is she back? Is she back?
Yeah.
It's right here. Yeah,
You know,
so
there was
Natalya is back, like for good.
yeah.
So she's on
I mean,
Raw.
she's been on the roster longer than any female in the WWE. I mean, hell, she holds 6 Guinness World Records working for the WWE.
Right.
All right. This was a really straight classic start of a match. Great sequences, good, consistent work. And overall, great strikes coming from Zoe Stark. Good offense. That springboard drop kick. She can be. She usually nails it right on the money. She was a little offset with it, but she still landed properly. You know, she took the bump properly off of the drop kick, which was really nice. But Natalya won it with a roll up, the most devastating move in pro wrestling. Moving forward, the next part of segment 4 was Finn and Rhea backstage. You know, Finn's blaming Rhea Ripley and Priest for his misfortunes. You know, losing the Universal title, losing his shot at the world title, things like that. Finn admits that he was the reason that Dominic forgot about Rhea and started hollering at Liv.
Basically,
Jey
he admitted to everything.
uses the scene and heads out to the ring for this match here. The Intercontinental, well, it's not a match, but it was an Intercontinental Championship prelude, basically the promo before the match, the big match coming up at Bad Blood. Jey Uso and Braun Breaker.
Wait, I hate to disrupt you, but unfortunately, this badass title match will not be at Bad Blood. It's going to be tomorrow night on Raw, which it should have been on Bad Blood. Like I said, But I'm telling you now, Uso is taking the belt, and if he doesn't, I think Braun's gonna win by disqualification, or like whatever, and it's gonna turn into a bad blood match. I think maybe. I could be wrong.
Well, that's my mistake actually about that one.
But Uso needs a belt.
But this, yeah, man, Jey Uso's been needing a belt. It's the last time he held gold was the tag team championships with Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
And you know, it's time for a change. It's time for some gold on this man's shoulders, some singles gold.
And their promo, Braun Breaker and Jey Uso's promo was just top notch.
You know, what got me at the beginning of that was Joe Tessitore popping out with a gimmick sign saying "Keep Portland Yeet." You know, Jey Uso pumping up the crowd with the promo. Breaker comes out, puts Uso over with a classic promo.
Breaker had a smile on his face until Uso's like, just talking. He's like, it's gonna mess up just like your football career. Then he didn't like that.
Right. You know, like he basically like Breaker was telling Jay that he didn't need his family for his success, and vows to expose Jey Uso, proving that Jay is nothing without his family. You know, next thing you know, Jay walked.
So this is how you guys do it, huh? This is how you do it, Justin, huh? This is how you do me. You do me dirty like that. Guys, I'm sorry, guys. You guys have missed me. You have sit here and let this man talk and talk and talk, not interrupting him, not criticizing him, not doing nothing at all.
I already know what he's talking about.
You disappointed me, sir. Looky here, sir. You can sit there and talk about that CM Punk promo, not even to mention the fact that this man can sit there and murder Drew McIntyre, and it can be held in court and contempt as evidence because he said he will murder him.
Yeah.
You got to sit there and talk about Natty, who is actually, let's go ahead and recorrect that. Whenever you introduce that woman, introduce her as a guaranteed valid first round Hall of Famer. Because that's what she is.
First of all, I didn't know she was back. Like, I thought she was just there to make an appearance last week.
I'm not just because
don't just let this man run his mouth and sit there and talk about the show. Not interrupt him. Not put some input in. You gotta have some. You gotta have some input here.
How about
you get some call?
How about you mute your mic?
Asian Daddy Trucker.
How about you just mute your mic?
Usually you cut me off. Now you cut me off.
I will cut you off every single day, 24/7, nonstop.
Where were you at the first two segments?
The first 2 seconds, sir, I'm busy over here doing stuff around the house because my wonderful, beautiful daughter sat there and got the line leader, so she is head of her class for the week. So Daddy is getting sparkly markers and pictures for her, and he's going to be doing a lot of artwork tonight.
Ooh, that's cool, but we still got a show to run, Bubba.
And that's why I'm here, live, but not in color.
Yeah, not in color at all.
Now, after all that, Jay basically tells him, hey, you a dog, right? Guess what? We're going to see how long you last. We're going to see what you got, because I'm a dog walk your ass, quote unquote. You know,
no, he's not.
Can you still be negative?
And, you know,
no, he's not. Jey Uso's not going to win. He's not going to win. Breaker is gonna break him in two, get the 1, 2, 3. Jey Uso is gonna yet again have a beautiful single title where he went for an opportunity and WWE decided not to pull the trigger.
We'll see. Remember, we'll see.
Well, only way to find out is to watch Monday Night Raw tomorrow.
Yes, I will be watching live too.
You know, Breaker tried to shot on Jay legs, tried to go for the spear. Jay responded with the spear of his own. Yeah. That was cool. You know, get him a quick pop before the end of segment 5. Also, they did a VTR of Damage Control. Bianca and Jay was backstage. Io Sky confronts Bianca about Dakota from the previous week. Bianca challenged Sky. Later on, challenge accepted. That match. Good Lord.
Best women's match. I'm about to say, wasn't that your best match of the night? You had said.
Yes, I did say that. So, segment 6 started off with the World Tag Team Championship match. New Day, which is Kofi and Xavier Woods against the Judgment Day, Finn and JD. Finn and JD were 71 days as champions without a title defense. I know y'all were talking about this last week and a couple weeks prior about them not defending those championships. Monday night was that night. A flashy start, tandem offense for the New Day, classic stuff. Dom and Carlito tried to interrupt this match, but it wasn't the Terror Twins to come and help. It was the Latino World Order, the LWO, came in to to try to even the odds. Ref costed New Day this match, because of all the ruckus and stuff happening outside.
They're coming with the
I think
Xavier Woods.
outside off the top corner to try to diffuse everything, but the ref was too worried about what's going on outside as opposed to what was going on inside, because Xavier had JD hooked up for the you can count the freaking 20. That referee wasn't getting in there. Like, you hear the crowd, ref, you suck, ref, you suck. I'm like, no lie there.
Yeah, they're coming up with an Xavier Woods turn very soon.
Oh yeah, unfortunately, yes. Sadly, yes.
I kind of called it whenever it said last week. Whenever Kofi said, I asked him to be out there because we don't have E, and then Xavier Woods was like, oh, so all of a sudden now we need E. So I knew the turn is coming, no doubt. And it's so
It's
obvious.
coming.
Like,
I don't want it to, but it's coming.
Me neither. But ain't they about to miss like 5 years or something? Or 10 years or something like that?
A year? I think it's been longer than 5 years, but
10 or 15.
it's going to be rough. It's going to be hard on a lot of people whenever New Day splits.
Yeah. I think they know each other so well that the singles matches are going to be ridiculously good.
But all things aside, Finn and JD retain the World Tag Team Championships, and the dissension is ensuing between Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston. Guys, as much as I don't want, as much as the fans don't want to see New Day split, it's eventually going to happen. I think Xavier is going to break away.
I knew they were going to do that once Big E was hurt.
I think Big E's going to have something to do with the dissension, but not in a wrestling sense. He may come back and try to talk some sense into Xavier, but I don't think it's working out, and Xavier's going to break away. The New Day is going to be pretty much split for a little while. Lord knows when they're going to put him back up and running. As soon as this match was over and all the action post-match dissipated, there was a VHS Wyatt 6 promo.
I was just about to ask you that. I don't remember if there was a Wyatt thing or not.
And there was also a QR code. If anybody got the QR code,
yeah, I didn't scan it.
There was a something I seen in the writing, and it said L10:25-37. So I was thinking something out of the Bible, like the book of Luke, chapter 10, verses 25 through 37. There's something that would actually drop a clue as to what they were talking about, or who they're talking about, or what they're talking about. I'm still trying to
figure it out. Yeah,
dust off the cobwebs on those details. Segment 7 started off with New Day backstage post match from the World Tag Team Championships. Xavier frustrated with the loss. Kofi was the one who asked the LWO for help. Even though Xavier stressed that they didn't need any help to prove that they're true competitors and could get those titles without any help. So they're like we all said, there's dissension within the New Day, and something bad's gonna happen later on.
I don't want to cut you off, but I know we announced this for the first podcast, but this just in, Top Draw Wrestling is now canceled their Delcom show on October 5th.
Damn.
Due to unforeseen circumstances, our October 5th event in Delcom has been canceled. But look out for more news. Kind of thank God, because Bad Blood's that night, and we're going to be podcasting that night.
Right.
But unfortunately, I just had to throw that in there. You can continue.
All right. Well, moving on. Bronson Reed had
a brawl that was.
Hold on, the promo was first now. He's planning on finishing off Braun Strowman. Great promo, awesome delivery. Moving into segment 8, Bronson Reed versus Braun Strowman. A big, meaty man slapping meat.
Say that one more time.
Big, meaty man slapping meat.
That was a match, bro.
Absolute destruction. Started off with freaking Bronson Reed trying to charge at Braun Strowman and breaking the top rope. That was cool. That was great. Big choke slam.
Still
from
wasn't
Strowman.
Better than Brock Lesnar suplexing.
Bronson had a hell of a post on that freaking choke slam.
Oh,
That's just hell of a post. Strowman charged Strowman charged Bronson through the barricade. Freaking Bronson threw a motherfucker at Braun Strowman.
Yep.
Bronson threw the dude. Like, he hit a dude with another dude. Like, I was like, yo, okay. It's like, this is getting some kind of intense here.
Right.
Reed tried to shag ass run away. Strowman continued coming from the entrance ramp, broke through, and then charged him into some damn what was it? Those little carts, like the stage carts. Reed put Strowman through a table. Strowman put Reed through a wall. Hey, this wall spot was better than the AEW wall spot they did with Jericho and fucking Samoa Joe with the forklift. That was outright fucking stupid.
Oh.
This made sense.
Yeah.
This made sense. AEW fucking take notes when it comes to wall spots.
So here's my question. This match, there was no beginning, there was no end. It was just two guys basically beating each other down. What kind of match do you see these guys having?
I don't see a
We're gonna have a
match.
I'll say last man standing match.
It's a big last man
Oh,
standing
that would,
match.
ooh,
I'll say last man standing.
that would be bomb seeing those two in the last man standing. Oh, that would be gorgeous.
Or false count anywhere.
That one I could see
Oh.
more.
Dude, false count anywhere. If they do a false count anywhere at Bad Blood with those two, Atlanta will fall.
Oh yeah.
You're basically having Godzilla versus Kong.
yeah, they will bring down the house literally. That's gonna be
This is
great.
Godzilla versus Kong in Atlanta.
I'm gonna call out the next segment because I've said it before. Gunther once again rebuked Sami Zayn for his title shot tomorrow. Wait, Bad Blood's not next weekend, but the weekend after, right?
Yeah, we got
It's the
two.
weekend
We
after.
got 2 weeks left. So he's either gonna accept it tomorrow, but I think he's gonna accept it next Monday, last minute.
Okay, I don't think he's gonna accept it. I think that Adam Pearce is gonna force it.
Oh yes, anything. It doesn't matter if Adam Pearce poured or accepted it. Sami Zayn is getting his title shot at Bad Blood.
I agree. Whether he accepts it or he's forced to work the match, you need an opponent. Get a damn opponent.
That's it.
You know,
That's it.
Pierce backstage situation, Kaiser was complaining that, Pierce can't seem to find a suitable opponent. Sammy keeps popping his head up, which caused him to come out to have the in-ring promo.
Mm-hmm.
He reflects on the previous Monday with Bret Hart in the ring with Gunther. Sammy makes his case on challenging for that World Heavyweight Championship. Portland was well behind Sami Zayn.
Of course.
Everybody's behind Sammy for this. A lot of people know that even if Sammy versus Gunther will be a beat-down, brawl-out, fucking gorgeous match,
We still
we
want to see
know
it.
who the winner's gonna be, but it's gonna be fucking awesome.
But do you really though? Because we are in the Triple H era now.
Sammy also brought flashbacks from WrestleMania
That's
40,
true.
the Intercontinental Championship match against Gunther.
Yep.
Gunther knows what Sammy's capable of. Basically, Sammy is calling him scared. Like, he's calling him out.
Yep.
Like, he's gonna. The only reason you don't want to face me is you're scared to change again.
Yeah.
Sammy's claiming Gunther's scared to defend against Sammy, knowing this situation. Then Ludwig Kaiser comes out, interrupts and vouches for speaking for Gunther, saying that the match will never happen again because miracles don't happen twice. Then he calls Kaiser Gunther's, and that's what pissed people off there. Gunther finally walks in the ring. He speaks a couple lines, Kaiser freaking perfect for Sami Zayn, and it's gonna be a match this coming up like tomorrow on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a great match. I say Sami Zayn gets the win over Ludwig Kaiser, and it really calls Gunther out. Basically calling him a little bitch.
Oh, he is a little bitch.
So this promo continued. Like after the whole situation, like Sammy wakes up, returns the favor with a Helluva kick to Ludwig Kaiser, and delivering a statement to Gunther saying, "I'm not afraid."
And I think they set up for Ludwig Kaiser. And I think they set up for Ludwig Kaiser versus Sami Zayn tomorrow night.
Yeah, absolutely. So, continuing segment 9, Damian Priest backstage interview. Liv Morgan interrupts and tries to get into Priest's head.
Not gonna happen.
to take out Dominic and cause Liv a sucia. In other words, a slut.
Yo.
Calling her a slut in Spanish, which I mean, I get it. It's good. It's good. It's good TV.
All right. And then for your best match of the night.
Yeah, definitely. Bianca Belair being accompanied to the ring by Jade Cargill versus Io Sky being accompanied by Kairi Sane.
Do you
Awesome.
think this was main event quality?
Yes,
Okay.
1,000 yes.
I like when she put it
This-
on her shoulders and walked up the damn steps with her.
Yeah, that suplex clutch, man. Yeah, man. I mean, Bianca Belair is nothing to. Don't sleep on Bianca Belair. Don't you remember she had freaking Big Otis on her shoulders
That is true.
on national television? That's a big dude. Yeah, that big dude.
Belair did a 450 splash.
Like she put him on her shoulders and walked 50 feet with this man on her shoulders.
Wait,
This
Bianca Belair did a 450 splash. I didn't.
Yeah,
I didn't watch the whole match, so I don't know.
She did hit the 450. This
Holy.
great counter wrestling from both of these women. These women have faced each other in NXT. They're no strangers to each other. From pre-COVID going into the COVID era, then Bianca moved up, and Io stayed back a little bit. But at the time, Io was still NXT champion while Bianca moved to the main roster. But the feeling is still the same when you put those two in the ring together.
Yeah.
Standing performance. Io Sky wins that match. That crowd was up. And hold on. Let's not forget Joe Tessitore here. Do not sleep on this commentary. This man,
He did good.
like, he is doing amazing
Yeah.
work right now. So big ups to Joe Tessitore. And this right here, I look forward to seeing more like this, especially in high risk and high stake matches like this from the commentary, the performers alike. They're producing a great product, and I look forward to seeing a whole lot more.
If it wasn't for the storyline going on with the Judgment Day and the Terror Twins and all that, I think Bianca's match should have been the main event, because Damian Priest and Dominic Mysterio, they did good, but I think the women should have main evented Raw that night.
Yeah, like I feel that should have been the main event. It really did. It really did feel like
But like I said, there's too much heat
quality
going down.
or even, but there wasn't enough.
Yeah.
They prioritized that match in a way where it made sense, but at the same time, it was still main event or.
It was still the co-main.
Oh, absolutely, man. Let's go with segment 11.
The last
segment continues, but that match, like I said, match of the night. American Made had a VTR, and typical gimmick stuff with these with that. Having the Creed brothers, having Ivy Nile, Chad Gable, they're doing their thing. They're delivering the simple message and producing the what they are about. It's America.
America.
America. Fuck yeah. Shit like that. Without saying fuck yeah. Then Ludwig Kaiser backstage, once again doing backstage stuff, vowing to expose Sami Zayn, and saying that Sami will never be a world champion. This is when the announcement was made after that promo that Sami Zayn versus Ludwig Kaiser on Monday Night Raw the following week, which for us here is tomorrow night.
That's right.
I look forward to it. That's going to be a banger of a match here. Now, later, not long after that, Drew McIntyre responds to CM Punk's promo on Twitter.
I was about to say on Twitter, yeah.
On Twitter. So apparently he's watching Monday Night Raw. He's not in the arena, but he is watching it.
And he will be there tomorrow night.
Yeah, he will be there. Now, there was some backstage stuff with Jey Uso and Dragunov.
Yeah.
Judgment Day is confronting Dragunov. Warns him about who he has respect for and who he doesn't. Dragunov doesn't share the same sentiment for any of the Judgment Day, so they give him a warning saying, be careful who you have respect for around here.
That's it.
Then the main event, Dominic Mysterio with the entire Judgment Day ringside, Damian Priest and with Rhea on the outside. This was great storytelling inside the ring, outside the ring. Rhea using freaking Dom's shirt to floss her
You know
business,
what? Yeah.
trying to dust the hoo ha off there for a quick there.
I think honestly the best thing that came out of this whole match, and they wasn't even involved in the main event. The best thing about the whole match is Jey Uso coming out to help out, and he got that
He got speared.
massive dude. He
Yeah.
didn't get speared. He got torn in half. We saw
Pretty-
that out of nowhere. Like that was like an RKO out of nowhere.
Yeah. Well, I mean, also whenever Liv got tackled over the announce table by Rhea,
Yeah.
that was the first bump that that homeboy had taken in years.
I think
Oh wait,
Rhea and Liv is gonna be a good rematch at Bad Blood.
so Priest dominates the majority of this
Oh
match.
yeah.
The size differential. Judgment Day tries to distract Priest and succeeds, allowing Dominic to gain some advantage before the first commercial break. Damien with a huge comeback. Bump feed, bump feed, bump feed. Rhea gets a shot at Liv Morgan, of course, that attack over the announce table. Jey Uso running for the save. Breaker spears him in half. Or anything could happen. Judgment Day destroys Damien and Rhea and stands tall going off the air. It's I mean that they've been showing that the Judgment Day is still dominant.
Yeah.
Now Damien has put up a fight against all of Judgment Day. It's only one of him and the rest against the rest of Judgment Day.
Yeah.
So they have to play the numbers game to get.
Finn and Balor. I mean, Finn and Priest is gonna be probably one of the top matches of the night at Bad Blood. They're ready to tear each other apart.
So-
but before we move on to NXT, I usually run a commercial for the sponsor, but I'm not going to today. This is the cup that we're giving away. My wife actually just brought it to me.
Separate thing.
It is a fully customizable Bad Blood cup. It's a 20-ounce skinny. You got the Hell in the Cell. That was Cody's idea.
Right.
And then you got the Bad Blood symbol with our logo at the bottom.
And
Like
all
saying-
y'all have to get this
That one.
cup is like, subscribe, and join us for the pre-show.
Just come
Yeah.
chat with us. That's it.
Come
We're gonna
chat
be live for 2 hours. You think we want to talk to each other?
Anybody who who comments like even a hi, hello, or
I was
a
about to say
comment,
you can say fuck you in the chat. You're entered in the fucking pot. You're entered in the cup.
you
and
can
at
say
the-
it suck butts,
Yeah,
I mean,
and then
my butt.
as soon as like 10 minutes before, actually as soon as I see, or probably Jimmy's gonna be keeping tab of this. but
Yeah,
if you
I'm-
say whatever you say in chat, I don't give a fuck. Like I said, if you say suck my nuts or eat my ass, you're gonna be entered in the damn giveaway. We're gonna write your name down right then and there. We're gonna throw it in a hat, and we're gonna let one of us choose the winner 10 minutes before we go off the air. And of course, if you live close to us, we'll get with you about getting it to you. If you live far, we're gonna ship it out to you. We're gonna cover the shipping charges. And
Yeah,
so
we'll-
let's
and-
move on to NXT.
So NXT was a solid show. I did not get to take notes for this one, but I did watch the entire event.
I do have it pulled up just in case.
I was gonna say, yeah. I mean, by all means, go for it, brother.
I mean, I just got it. Ethan Page smashes Trick Williams through a table in their promo with CM Punk.
Right.
And also CM Punk announced that he will be the special guest referee for Ethan Page versus
That
Trick
was-
Williams at Chicago.
It's gonna be a good premiere here in Chicago for that show. That I mean, the NXT Championship is gonna be the main event. I look forward to Ethan Page and Trick Williams because they've been at each other's necks. Well, Trick's been trying to fight for that NXT Championship back because I mean, hell, he lost it by chance. He didn't even get pinned to lose it.
Yeah.
It was a triple threat match. What do you expect?
Well, you're gonna have to help
Wait,
me out.
Was it the Fatal 4-Way? Wasn't
Fatal
it?
4-way.
Fatal
Okay, so
4-Way.
you're gonna have to help me out with this right here.
So like Trick Williams hit Ethan Page with the trick shot on the apron, which caused him to fall on I think he fell on Wesley to get the
Yeah.
win.
You're
know.
gonna have to help me out right here with Lyra Valkyria and Tatum Paxley
Tatum Paxley.
defeated Wendy Chu and Rosemary.
Now Rosemary, also from NXT. I mean from TNA. Now, TNA, well, with Rosemary, she's always been a solid competitor. She's always been a great worker, super snug, not afraid to get her hands dirty, not afraid to take a lick neither. And Tatum Paxley delivered a few good shots to her, and so did Laura Valkyria. Now, this match right here was very good. Um, Needless to say, solid match all around. Have no complaints.
Right, next one, Hammerstone defeated Tony D'Angelo via countout.
Yeah, that was a count out because he was trying to backstage. He was Tony D'Angelo was talking to Hammerstone saying, "Hey, I paid you. Whenever I hand you an envelope full of money, you're supposed to get the job done." But Hammerstone had his reasons. Obafemi is no joke. He is a big dude doing big dude things, causing big dude damage. All right, that match last week between these two was another big meaty men slapping meat situation. You know, with Obafemi retaining the North American Championship. And then he's like, "But still, you need to go get that job done." Hammerstone responds, "Well, if you want it done so bad, why don't you do it yourself?"
Yeah.
So he's like, "How about we take it out? How about you come and handle up in the ring?" Next thing you know, match starts between them two. Hammerstone gets an upper hand. Long story short, Tony Jan powders out. He powders out, heads backstage.
Yeah. Well,
Back over. Hammerstone's hands raised via countout. Moving on.
Looks like we had another promo between Roxanne Perez and I'm not even gonna.
And Julia.
Okay, that's easy. Julia and CM Punk got between them.
Well, Punk came out first, to try to make an announcement there, and then Roxanne came out, interrupted Punk, saying, "I've been waiting this long to see you, after 10 years, I finally get to stand face to face with you. Yeah, yeah. I should have been rude. I should have been a Drew McIntyre fan, popping the crowd, popping CM Punk. He's like, you little bitch." She goes off on Punk on quite a few things. Lo and behold, Julie did she. Punk
that promo sets up for a match later that night.
Oh, it's gonna set it up for sure. Now, Roxanne tried to hit Julia with the NXT Women's Championship. Punk blocked that situation from happening. There's tension.
Very.
But I'm sorry, Roxanne is not ready to get snug with somebody like Julia. That woman, that is a bad bitch.
She looks like a bad bitch.
Oh, if you see her work in Stardom, you'll understand what I'm talking about.
Well,
she was the founder of a faction in Stardom known as Donna Del Mondo. She was a former Stardom champion. She's basically been a Grand Slam champion for that company. She's held the tag titles, the undercard title, the 6-woman tag titles, and the company's title, the company's championship, the head one, like the World of Stardom Championship. She is a bad woman.
Huh?
Like, for her generation, she's one to be reckoned with.
Okay.
You do not want to piss off Julia.
Well,
so if you fuck up in a match, Roxanne, I'm sorry, honey. You might piss her off to the point where you're going to get your bell rung.
Yeah. For the next one, we have Eddie Thorpe defeated
Ashante the Adonis.
There you go.
Yeah.
God damn, I'm glad to have you in here.
There was a lot of spots, like a lot of sequences there. Some of those sequences, and I'm sorry, there's a certain level of creepiness that's not appealing to me. And Ashante the Adonis is one of those guys that is exuding this creepy dude, like make me want to puke in the sink, kind of like perverted creeper kind of vibe. I'm just not feeling it. And Eddie Thorpe, he should have stayed with the first gimmick he had, like the first thing he had going on with NXT.
Yeah.
Not the DJ shit. I mean, I get it. But I'm sorry. he had a better chance of making a career at New Japan.
Yeah.
That's just me.
Well, moving on, we have Javon Evans and Cedric Alexander defeated No Quarter Cash Crew.
This was a good match. I mean, Javon, hey, the boy's bouncy. He says it himself. The boy's bouncy. The dude's got some like he freaking emoted mid-flight over the top rope. He was like, like, like he went to the punch and flies out to the outside. I'm like, bro, that's what's up. I dig that shit. I mean, Javon. Wait, wasn't Javon from Deadlock Pro?
I don't know. I don't even.
I think
know
you.
the name. I don't even know the name. I don't even know the names of these NXT people. You asked me that question.
Like, if I'm not mistaken, he came from Deadlock Pro. He was around the Indies for a good while.
Yeah.
And, like, not a good while. He's still young. You know, he's still a young boy. You know, he was.
Yeah. Well.
He's fresh to the game, and I look forward to seeing a whole lot more from him. I like his line of work. It's just I might not be able to keep up with that.
Yeah. Well, going on to our co-main, it was Brooks Jansen defeated Dion Lennox with Sean Spears in the corner.
Now, Dion Lennox has been stepping up a good bit. He's had some really great matches on Level Up, which is you'll find that on YouTube, on the NXT YouTube page. Dion Lennox, honestly, he's a good all around, but he's not afraid to take a risk, and I like how he works here. But Brooks gets the win with a really nasty shot.
Oh yeah.
You know, W, of course, his ties with Sean Spears, you know, saying who can he trust around here, blah 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 blah. You know, talking, no substance.
Spears distracted Lennox long enough for Jansen to nail the DDT to secure the win.
Oh, not to mention, who was it that came back? Tavian Heights came back from Japan during that No Quarter Catch Crew match. The one that's got that rolling belly-to-belly side suplex. Dude, that thing is nuts. That is some...
And
that
for
boy...
the main event, I think that's what it's showing me, is Lola Vice defeated JC Jane.
Yeah, JC Jane and Lola Vice
looks mean.
This was a good, solid match. Like, when it comes to strikeability, the psychology was fairly sound. They were able to continue telling this story because Fatal Influence are like independent talents that are trying to make their name, and their goal is to basically show all these NIL prospects that, you know, it takes more than just having a nice look and some athletic ability to be a professional wrestler. Girls like JC Jane, girls like Fallon Henley, you know, those women have been busting ass in NXT long before all these NIL athletes started stepping in.
Oh, he's back.
But they did get that match through, and their message is been placed down. It's been laid down. The guard's been laid down. Fatal Influence still have some kinks to work out.
Yep. They jumped Vice after the match, prompting Jada Parker to hit the scene and chase them off.
Oh, Jada Parker's another one of those. Yeah, with the run-in with her, she had a really great match against Sol Ruca.
Welcome back, Sexy.
Thank you.
I mean, she had a really great outing against Sol Ruca. That hip smash, dude. That girl's a tall drink of water, my boy. And
so I gotta backtrack with you about something, Cody, that you was talking about earlier.
What?
Go for it.
But I couldn't really do nothing because I was driving. You had talked about the Bianca Belair match.
Okay.
Yes.
So there is something that I have been talking about for a couple months now, and probably even about 6 months now, half a year.
Hold on.
And I've been trying to get your guys' input. When do we think the turn is going to happen?
With Bianca and Jade and Corio?
Yes.
What? Wait, the turn for...
I think Bianca turns
heel. The turn on each other.
No, actually, I think Jade Corio is going to turn heel.
Turn on Bianca. I think Jade will turn on Bianca first.
It's going to be...
Because these are two powerhouse women that are all about the muscles, the moves, and the brains, and the bronze, and everything. I understand Jade is still green. I do get that. But do you think that the match that will happen between Jade and Bianca will push Jade over the limit to actually be that top-level star for the future generations of WWE?
Now, My honest opinion here is it can go either way. Either Bianca turns on Jade or Jade turns on Bianca. Either or. I honestly think that it would be better for Jade to turn heel to sharpen up on her heel work because you will get over more as a heel than you ever will a face. Because if you look in professional wrestling, my experience wrestling in the business, the heel does the majority of the work.
Oh yeah, I love the heels.
You know, you put her to work more often, you know, the heel will always work more than the face because the face is supposed to sell this, selling the anguish and the pain and everything, and letting Jade Cargill be cocky like she was in AEW. Let her have that attitude, but give Jade, you know, that opportunity to be a big heel in the WWE. I say Jade turns heel.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know when, but I think Jade's gonna be the one to do it.
I say by Royal Rumble.
Yeah, it could be, but
I say by the Rumble.
boy,
Jade
I said that Lola Vice defeated JC Jane was the main event, which was the main event of the show. But I don't know why. I don't know. I didn't watch the NXT, but it said it closed out with CM Punk revealing he's the special guest referee for the NXT title match in Chicago. And Cody, you're doing
Yes,
it right.
so
No free
Punk
brand
is
deals.
set to be the special guest referee
I must
for
not
the
be.
Ethan Page match.
Yeah.
I had to wet my whistle.
And
Well,
the wolf,
it's okay,
that
but you
trick,
you put it out of
wolf,
the camera,
that trick.
so there's no free brand deals. We don't get paid by that person.
Sorry, I'm not endorsed by Dr. Pepper, but damn it.
Well, you actually just endorse them by saying their name.
I mean, they are the second best soda. They just beat Pepsi in the rankings.
Right. Moving on. SmackDown.
Friday
Night SmackDown. What are our thoughts on SmackDown? Without saying too much.
Okay.
What SmackDown?
I have to say
Raw?
that compared to last week, I think SmackDown is a little better this week. I think what I said was true in reference to whenever it comes down to them coming to their new show, they're going to start premiering and they're going to start building more. With this show, I saw a lot more building. I saw a lot more character development. I saw more on this show than the previous last week, whenever they first aired. I think last week was a pretty much, here we are, guys. I'm going to give you a show banger, show you what we're about, and now we're going into developmentalness.
Yeah.
Now, I can agree with Jimmy on this one here. This was a solid show. The story development is very good. That's the only thing, the difference between WWE and their competitors. Their consistency and development of the stories.
Yeah.
You know, there was a little less wrestling and a lot more talky, less wrestle, but that talking is giving emphasis. So whenever that wrestling does happen, there's depth, there's meaning, there's storyline, there's motive, and it keeps those fans glued in. That's the formula right now that WWE has not missed a lick for the last couple of years now. Ever since Triple H took the helm, the game has completely changed. No pun intended.
So let's get it going.
What do
Let's
we
get
think
the
about
point of
the-
view going. Let's get you guys talking about it because I saw SmackDown and I have a lot of input.
Okay,
I couldn't input on my Raw because I was busy, but now you got me here, Cody. So
we're gonna
I'm
start
coming
with
for
the
you.
United States Championship with LA Knight defeating Andrade. I thought this was a hell of a match. Listen, Logan Paul's my boy, but he ain't defended the title like LA Knight's doing. LA Knight is a fighting champion right now.
Yeah, LA Knight's not afraid.
What do you think about the match?
Let that man work.
What do you think about
the
match?
only way that this match could have been any better is if you threw Carmelo Hayes in it. If you made this a triple threat title,
I think that's gonna happen at Bad Blood.
Freaking goodness!
I think that's gonna happen at Bad Blood.
That was main event level.
Because this Friday night on SmackDown, once again, Andrade goes to one-on-one with Carmelo Hayes. I think they're gonna make this into a triple threat match at Bad Blood.
Bring it. I'm down for it. I am 1,010% down for those three. Go ahead and
it was a really good match. LA Knight's really doing major
I have no problem with that whatsoever.
I love how the LA Knight situation kind of became. His finisher was more like an RKO kind of. In a way, it's like out of nowhere. He just he was Towards
Anybody,
the end, he was getting his little hits, but Andrade was getting more into it. And just
anybody,
out of nowhere, he hit the finisher in 1, 2, 3.
anybody know the name of the finisher?
BFT,
What does
blunt
that
force
mean?
trauma.
Okay,
Blunt-
I knew it was BFT. I just didn't know the meaning of it.
Yeah, blunt
But-
force
BFT.
trauma.
Moving on to everybody's.
Nightmare Stunner, basically.
Moving on to everybody's favorite promo in wrestling history. Undisputed title. Cody Rhodes met with Roman Reigns in the middle of Georgia Tech Field. This was the best
That
promo
was-
I've
In the
ever-
middle of Georgia Tech's field.
Jimmy texted me and said,
Stadium.
"Did you see this?" And I'm like, "Don't say anything." And when I saw it, I was like, I texted him back and I was like, "Bro, that killed the week."
The cinematics of this, from the drone image to the camera placement to how everything was done, was so
It was
perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yep.
Because
is
you're
so good.
building the bad blood match, but at the same token as you're building the bad blood match, you're building a Roman versus Cody 3. At the same time, you're also attaching parts from the previous Roman match that they had.
Yeah.
Like, this combined everything into one lump sum.
Then you gotta love the line. It probably killed Roman to say it. You took Jimmy. They took my wise man. They took. What's the name of the necklace?
Follow.
They took
Ulafala.
that. They took my bloodline. I just think, and when Cody said, and when he told Cody, "I got your back," I was like, I marked out right there. I was like, this is gonna be it's gonna be a good match.
In
We're
my
gonna see a
perspective,
debut.
the best heel part of that whole promo was Roman Reigns. You're in my way.
Oh yeah,
You're in my way in life.
I didn't get
And
that
then-
at first, but I got
That
it
was-
now.
Dude. Like,
Oh.
bro.
I mean, first you got Cody on Friday Night SmackDown last week. You got him with his hand out like Roman does for the mic, but he wanted that contract. And then this week you got Roman trying to leave the field and he steps in his way. And I'm like, bruh. That gave me chills. That whole promo.
Now they brought up a
I
lot of
love it. Like Cody Cody's the baby face, but he also gives his slight little hints of his heel too.
Yeah.
yeah.
But in
Like-
all honesty, if you go back and you watch ROH, you watch TNA, you watch AEW, you watch NJPW heel Cody, WWE is not
Like,
ready for that.
Anywhere that since leaving WWE, straight
Shucks, they had that promo from Cody Rhodes where Cody Rhodes interfered a woman's match on TNA and told the woman, "Here's $20, $10 more than you was going to get paid. Get to the back."
Wow.
yeah, that was great. That
I
was
mean, there's
that was
really, yeah, moving on to the next one, there's really nothing really to talk about. For the second week in a row, Apollo Crews defeated Giovanni Vinci. I think that's just another throwaway match.
No,
They're not
there
doing
is something to talk about there.
Like
There is.
what?
So Giovanni Vinci, who had all these wonderful promos, hyping himself up. So last week he lost under 5
Yeah,
seconds.
10
This
seconds.
week he had the momentum, he had the drive, but it was oh my god, the worst thing ever to happen in professional wrestling, the fruit roll up.
Oh my god.
the most devastating move in pro wrestling.
The 1, 2, 3. But what you saw different was you saw Da Vinci sit there and have that heel kind of like mentality and like, okay, this happened again. And he started beating him down. This is like kind of showing like a Da Vinci going into a heel status.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I kind of feel like Da Vinci is going to be more of a. You guys remember back in the day whenever Heath Slater went on that losing streak?
Yes.
Yeah.
Big loser streak.
I think I kind of get a feeling like Da Vinci is going to be having that kind of thing.
It's just Vinci, not Da Vinci. Just Vinci.
Okay, so I think
Wait a second.
if I remember right, do we see a Kevin Owens heel turn on Cody Rhodes? Because after the promo, right after the promo, they asked him about it and he didn't say nothing. He just walked away.
Potential, it does.
And
I think there's so much whenever you don't say nothing at all.
it is.
Whenever you have Kevin Owens who has dealt with the bloodline since COVID times,
Yeah.
and then you have Cody that comes in and he beats Roman Reigns. He wins the title. He beats Kevin Owens to retain the title. Kevin has so much animosity towards towards Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
And he wants to have this hatred towards Cody, but it's
But he
his best
can't.
friend. And
There's
he's fighting
room.
it. You see those internal battles in his head and you
I
see
think
it.
it's your mic that keeps cutting you out.
I mean,
Oh.
there's plenty for this situation
Yeah.
to happen.
So Kevin comes out and he he's talking and Yo, this promo from Toma Tonga, how he started it. What the hell? Yeah, like he comes out doing that. That must be his trademark now. When I saw
Like
that,
he's
I was like,
starting to boy from the Grim Adventures of the Minute.
yeah.
So anytime he does that, I look at my daughter who's only 2 and I ask her if she knows what he's saying.
I don't know what it was. Anyway, that sets up. KO received a surprise from DIY, and then General Manager Nick Aldis sets a 6-man tag later for that night. Next, moving on is, which I thought was another good women's match. Bayley and Naomi Bayley and Naomi together defeated Nia Jackson, Tiffany Stratton.
They both pinned.
Yes.
So that means they both are set for a match.
For the
so
number
we're
one
looking at a
contender.
triple threat, tornado triple threat. Well, what are we looking at?
We're looking at it. We're looking at, for right now, as of now, this Friday night on SmackDown, we're looking at Bayley versus Naomi in a singles match for the number one contender.
No. That goes against what Nick Aldis said. He said that whoever is winning, whoever pins, gets the title match. Therefore, it should be Naomi and Bayley versus Nia Jax. It should be a triple threat. And the reason why it should maintain that factor is that gives the opportunity for Tiffy to come in, pause the problematic for Nia Jax to get the win, because a triple threat has no disqualifications.
Yeah.
If you don't want to sit there and kill the momentum of Naomi, you don't want to kill the momentum of Bayley, you just go ahead and have that situation
But
happen.
did you see the promo?
I agree.
The backstage segment when he said that next week it's going to be 1 versus 1, but I think it's going to turn into a triple threat match.
I think
because
so,
I think
Tiffany might come in.
Exactly.
I think Tiffany might come in and cause it where it's going to go to lead to a disqualification of some sort.
And then here comes Nick Aldis and sets it for a triple threat match.
Right.
I agree.
Because Nia doesn't want to face Bayley, so I can see Tiffy coming in, pause the disqualification, let Naomi win. Here comes Nick. All right, we're going to turn this triple threat instead.
Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the last one, main event, Kevin Owens and the Street Profits take on the Bloodline. As we know, the Bloodline took out DIY before the show, so the Street Profits emerged to help KO. I didn't like this match. I really didn't.
I didn't like the match, but what I like now is I like the building of the tag team division.
Yeah.
Right.
In SmackDown. Raw doesn't have it like that, but they're building the SmackDown tag team
Cody's
division.
favorite words, they are kicking the can. They're setting up, and they're really doing a good job of it.
Let's have a triple threat tag team title match. The Bloodline versus Street Profits versus DIY. No, let's make it a fatal 4-way.
In a ladder match.
DIY, Street Profits, Randy and Kevin Owens versus the Bloodline.
I was going to say, let's introduce the Lucha Bros.
Yep. That could happen.
You know what? Screw it. Why not? Let's go ahead and introduce Pretty Deadly.
Oh my God.
Wild card there.
Well, that concludes our SmackDown.
We didn't mention about the entrance, by the way. Whenever the Bloodline came in and Jacob Fatu sat there and beat people down and looked at, hey, anybody else want to pat down?
Yes. He was mad. They were embarrassed of last week. He was super
like this dude was like, you gonna really pat me down? Nah, we ain't playing this.
He remind me of that segment with DX when Shawn Michaels went to the back and was like, hey, what's your name? And he said the name, bam, super kick. Just super kick everybody.
Yeah, that was the perfect 10.
Okay, see, I just kick Stan.
But it was a good.
Who's telling me not controversial?
It was a good week in wrestling, and especially a good week in the WWE.
Absolutely, man. I agree. This is a good.
Next week is going to be better.
Just in the black and beyond.
Yeah.
Let me see something right quick. Next week is we got one.
While Jimmy looks that up one more time, here is the giveaway cup. 20-ounce skinny. Fat blood themed. Got our logo on it. Like I said, we will cover shipping. If you win, all you got to do is, Cody, what they got to do again?
You got to like, subscribe, and participate in the pre-show chat room.
What they got to say in chat?
Say a hi, hello, what's up, fuck you, eat my butt, whatever. I don't give a damn. Anything, any comment in there, just, don't want to get too far with it. But just, hey, chat with us.
Look at us three.
Let your buddies know. Let all your wrestling friends know. And guys, this is only the first time we're doing this. Every PLE, this will happen, guys.
Yep.
So like, subscribe, tell your friends, come join us.
Yep.
We're just wrestling fans loving other wrestling fans.
We got two more of these Discord podcasts or one? I think we got one more. Next week's our final one, and then we're live that Saturday
Let me
night.
see. So we got the 23rd is SmackDown, 27th. Yeah, the next week is going to be our last one on the 29th,
And then we'll be
and
live.
on the 5th we're going to have. The 5th is going to. The reason why we're going to be starting at 2 is because we're going to be doing the SmackDown Raw review along
Everything.
with everything in one lump sum on the 5th.
Yeah.
So I think that this week for SmackDown and Raw is going to be a very mellow episode.
Yeah.
It's going to go ahead and kind of mellow out everything. Over the past couple weeks, everything has been basically erotic. I mean, up there, pumped up, let's ready to roll. And I think this week is going to be mellow and a little bit soft. And I think next week we're going to be popping the Blue Chew going at 100%.
Yeah.
Right. Next week will be not this week right here, but the following week, but leading up to. That's your go-home shows.
Yep.
So let's hope you got one more week of building some solid momentum, which is this week coming up right here. And then
It's
next
going to be a
week,
slow week.
leading up to Bad Blood. So
Hey,
let's.
when is Survivor Series?
Survivor Series is in November.
Survivor?
No, I know that, but I need to check this real quick. Survivor Series.
Survivor
2020.
Series is our last big pay-per-view.
No,
The-
I know
the
that.
last
year.
I know that, but I just need to know the date because.
Oh,
Okay, it's the 30th. We're good. Because me
I
and
can see
Justin's going to see Creed in Bossier City, and I just want to make sure it's not that weekend. If it's been a down podcast, I'm not afraid to admit the Saints lost today by 3 points.
Eh,
It
Saints
was,
have lost.
but as a Saints fan, I am not disappointed that we lost. I'm really not. They played a hell of a game. Now
I mean,
they
the
just
last-
need to.
playing with 40-plus points on the.
They just need
Yeah.
to focus now on Atlanta. Don't worry about anybody
The
else.
Saints ran hard and tough for the past 2 weeks,
I
and
didn't
this
tell you
week
this.
it kind of just caught up on.
I didn't tell you this. This has nothing to do with the podcast, but I got a notification when I got home this afternoon. It said C.J. Gardner-Johnson accuses Saints of dirty play because of the hit on Devontae Smith.
Well,
I'm not,
That was a hard hit, but it's football.
it was.
Yeah, strap your shit up.
yeah, thank you.
Anyway,
I mean, you mean to tell me that you're going to go after him for a dirty hit, but whenever Pennington sat there and freaking basically pulled a water boy,
yeah, that was about that.
that and literally took this dude to the stands. No,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, he pulled a blind side. Where were you taking him? To the back to the bus coach?
Yeah. But- all right, close us out. Close us out. That's it.
All right, guys, ladies and gentlemen, that was the end. This is the end of the Shed podcast. You know, we thank y'all for coming out. We look forward to next week's live stream, our next episode. Be sure to tune in with us. I will be dropping a post letting y'all know what time, because I know I said we were supposed to start at 6 o'clock this evening. Next thing you know, we're at 7, a little bit late. We're sorry about that. We're going to try to get better at
Just know our weekly podcast will start from anywhere between 6 to 8.
Yeah.
yeah.
And
Just be
and
on the lookout.
The live ones will always be 2 hours before show starts.
Yes.
Right.
Except
And
Bad
so-
Blood. We got a lot to talk about with Bad Blood, so it's gonna be 3 hours.
All right, so with that being said, you know, for Cajun Daddy Trucker, Jamie Fu Show, J Tubes Gaming, Justin Tubes, I am just built different. Cody Hawkins. We'll catch y'all next time.
Peace.
Later.